sides of the story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106 at live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have two ears and one mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Oh, you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Won't do. There's something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. I know you refuse to hear my voice. The louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lies will come tumbling. Deny my place in time. You squander wealth that's mine. Thy light will shine so brightly it will blind you. Because there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Oh, you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh, no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, when we know better, just look them in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. 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 Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Know you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You know that my pride was wrong. Oh no, oh no. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Know you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You know that my pride was wrong. Oh no, oh no. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong.
Labi Sifre, Something Inside So Strong. And before that, Invictus by William Ernest Henley. It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and 2022 marks the start of the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 22nd day of the third month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Here in Jamaica and in the United States, the month of March is being observed as Intellectual Disabilities Awareness Month. Also in the US, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Endometriosis Awareness Month, Salt Awareness Month, and Women's History Month. In the United Kingdom, March is also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. It's Arab League Day in Syria, Day of the People's Party in Laos, Emancipation Day in Puerto Rico. Spring celebrations continue in Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan, and North American wildlife celebrations are on in the USA. It's World Water Day. Hoy es martes, el 22 de marzo, 2022. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continua para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 22 mars 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 22nd of March, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never, ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Build your barriers, the taller I become. The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. If you're in the US and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, we'll give you that number right after the break.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you will feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15. Relax, Paul, cover your nose and your mouth now and stay far from me. It looks like the flu have you aware.
I mean, to tell you, I have fever this morning. Right now, I'm in some pain. But I still have a try to go for Pinky to get some phone credit.
It's like you never hear a thing where the nurse tell me the other day. She said we feel rest if we have the flu. We feel cover we nose and we mouth when we cough or we sneeze. And we feel wash we hand regular with soap and water. You better try go back to your yard and stop spread the flu. The flu is no joke. Visit your doctor or nearest health center. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services, environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
Those numbers for those of you listening in the United States: 631-359-8281. If you need to listen to Power 106 FM and you're only able to dial a number so to do, those are the numbers: 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook, and the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube, which is wide open. And speaking of YouTube, looks like more of our listeners went to work within the last 24 hours as far as YouTube is concerned, because the subscription continues to increase. In fact, we're now at 991 subscribers, 9 away from the magic number 1,000, which would allow us to go live from a smartphone when we do outside broadcasts in particular, and other significant happenings. Thank you very much to all those who have been subscribing. 991 down and 9 to go. Thank you. Thank you very much all over the world for subscribing to the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. The subscription is just an endorsement of the channel. And we thank you very much for your support in that regard. We're looking forward to your usual participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. The numbers to call: 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And we're all over social media, as you're well aware: Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, Yahoo, Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok, all over the pages of social media. And we look forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program. No doubt there's a buzz one way or another around the Norman Manley International Airport round about now, as the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge prepare for the start of their 2-day visit to Jamaica, having completed their trip to Belize. And then when they're through here in Jamaica, they'll continue on to the Bahamas. We did pass the anti-royals demonstration across the road from the British High Commission on Trafalgar Road. And both sides did what they were supposed to do. those on the side of the High Commission, just to make sure that the High Commission doesn't come across as being snubs, because about an hour ago or so, they did hand a letter, that document that has been circulating on social media. They did hand it to, I believe they did. They said just after 1 or something like that. And they did hand that letter listing the 60 things in line with Jamaica 60. And you can find the information. It's all over social media. And where we can, we will fill you in. But that is the letter, I believe, that has been handed over to a representative of the British High Commission on Trafalgar Road. And we are monitoring social media and the Gleaner and Jamaica Observer sites to get an idea of what's happening right now at those key points, and then to share the information with you as we get it. And we're continuing to monitor that situation. So we look forward to getting an update on how those things are going. Both sides of the political aisle here in Jamaica have made their positions quite clear with respect to how they're treating this visit of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. And it remains to be seen what will come out of all of this, what with the demonstrations and the vocalizations against the royals. Let's see. But I think I heard Professor Rosalie Hamilton saying, whatever happens, they will continue to speak up and speak out and point to the injustices and demand reparation. We'll see how that goes. Shernet Win Young says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. To you too, Shernet Win Young. Jennifer Stewart from Kencott, Q Road, Kencott, East Central St. Andrew. Good afternoon to you. Inez Ayona Campbell sending birthday wishes, she says, to my dear friend Byron Murray, a.k.a. Crypto, by Mason. She says, my Mason, my builder. Well, good afternoon, Byron Murray, a.k.a. Crypto, Mason and builder. Lloyd Grant says, Dervan, I love the vibes you are moving to. Thank you very much. Happy to know you're enjoying the music or the experience of the moment. Lloyd Grant again says, good afternoon, Mr. D, ex-JDF, Tony Grant, and tuning in all the way from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Enough blessings to all my ex and serving JDF compatriots. Well, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you, ex-JDF Tony Grant, and to your ex and serving JDF compatriots. Inez Ayona Campbell, greeting everybody as usual. Paul in Philadelphia, good day to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Jacqueline Simmons, good afternoon. Blessings to you too. Velta Wilson in St. Thomas, good afternoon. She says, Mr. Malcolm and listeners, have a blessed day. To you too, Velta Wilson. Anne Thornley Brown, tuning in from Toronto, Canada, says she's disappointed in our leaders supporting what she calls slackness. She says they attended the launch party of Shensia, who is totally raunchy, they say, she says. She wasn't even wearing, and we'll just skip over that. just string tied together and hitch up wherever. No masks either. What a terrible example for our young people, says Anne in Toronto, Canada. No wonder our country is in such a mess, she concludes. Thank you very much for your message, Anne Thornley Brown in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Let's welcome those who are watching on YouTube. Therapeutic Wellness Therapy says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, watching from Manchester, UK. Welcome. Welcome to you and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in Manchester, in England. Donovan Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners, home and abroad. Blessings to you too, Donovan Campbell. Karine Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Thank God for another day. Mr. Malcolm, West Indies women suffered their third loss. I hope we can win the next match. We hope so too, Karine. And Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. To you too, Cherry Henry. In fact, Karine says, Mr. Malcolm, did you hear about the student from William Knibb High School who was stabbed to death yesterday by a schoolmate over a guard ring? What a tragedy. Indeed, we did talk about that yesterday. And the fact that both the family of the deceased and the alleged perpetrator need support. And I believe a team of experts was dispatched to William Knibb High School, and we hope both families are benefiting from the counsel of the guidance counselors, social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, and other professionals. We really hope so. Really very sad. Really very sad. And it's just a reminder that we still have some ways to go in arresting this plague of violence in our country. We really, really hope we have no more of these cases, quite frankly. Our children need to be taught how to reason, how to discuss, how to disagree without being disagreeable. We have a lot of ground to cover, and we need all hands on deck. Junior Jabari, good afternoon to you. Long time indeed. Good to see you. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, good afternoon to you. Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott, East Central St. Andrew, says, Sir Dervan, I share it with 4 of my friends today. You need 6 more to reach 1,000. Oh, thank you very much for your work in that regard on YouTube. Jennifer Stewart, thank you very much. And Winifred Edwards is tuned in as well. Good afternoon, Winifred Edwards. Thank you for making it both sides of the story.
You can decide to turn your face away. No matter cause there's
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
All right, sir. No sure if
Passport
you
Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA is having another Access Jamaica event in Orlando, Florida. Come out and apply for
I think we have
or
one
renew your
scheduled for
Jamaican
3 o'clock,
passport.
so it would be
Get your Jamaican
3:15
citizenship
or
by
thereabouts.
descent or by marriage, or apply for unconditional landing. All at the Legends Resto and Lounge, 5250 International Drive, March 25 to 27, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Registrar General's Department will also be there to receive applications for birth, death, and marriage certificates. Other partner agencies include Grace Kennedy Foods, Western Union, J Money, and the Victoria Mutual Building Society. Access Jamaica Orlando, March 25 to 27, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Come and access a range of services. Traveling to Jamaica with unaccompanied shipment? The Jamaica Customs Agency is encouraging all air passengers with unaccompanied shipments who have a taxpayer registration number, TRN, to present it to customs upon arrival. This will subsequently facilitate faster processing when clearing your unaccompanied shipments. The Jamaica Customs Agency will continue to implement measures to improve our service delivery and your service experience. You may contact us at 876-922-5140 to 8 or email public.relations@jca.gov.jm on this and other customs-related matters. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
RJR, Lena Group. It's a cross-country invasion.
Both sides of the story with host Dervan makes its stop in Ocho Rios this Thursday, March 24, as the RJR Greener Communications Group continues its cross-country tour as we showcase the best of Jamaica at 60. Join us from New Champion Supermarket, Ocho Rios, St. Anne, from 2 to 5 p.m. This broadcast is brought to you by main sponsors Grace Foods, Sunshine Snacks, Guardian Life, DigiSouth Foundation, associate sponsors Hypro Ace, Gateway Cooperative Credit Union, Statistical Institute of Jamaica, H&L Rapid True Value and H&L Agro, Tranbat Tonic Wine, Caribbean School of Medical Science Jamaica, and Guardian General Insurance.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Here's a message. Teacher, what is the difference in principal and principal? George from Trelawney. One refers to the head of an institution or an organization, the chief representative, the principal, and principal refers to some kind of value system or values. What do you stand for? What are your principles? Now, the pronunciation, some of us take it a little off the boil. Principal is not, it's not principal for sure. You're going to close that gap a bit and say principal. So you're not saying principal. You're saying principal. Principal, hospital, principal, hospital. That's the pronunciation. And principal is principal. And that's the principle. Principle. Principle, what you stand for, what your values are. Principal, for the most part, we know the principal as the head of an educational institution, but any other organization for that matter, or entity can have a principal director, for example, etc. Hope that helps, George. Thank you very much for your message on WhatsApp. And let's see, there are so many messages. And Driver in America says, William Ernest Henley and Labby Seafray to open the proceedings this afternoon. Brother Dervan, you came out swinging successfully for the boundaries, brethren. Well, heavy bat subscription number 993, Brother Dervan. Onward and upward, brethren. Thank you very much, Driver in America. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Democratic values must be upheld, and we need to begin to fix democracy and provide the necessary retooling and projects to help our people on the basis of equality and opportunities for all. The struggle continues, Cuban in Georgia. Thank you for your message. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Tuesday to you and your listeners. All the coronavirus measures put in place to slow the spread of the virus are now lifted. At the same time, the virus is spreading all over the world. In China, more than 15 million people are under lockdown. Cases are surging all over the world. World Health Organization, WHO, is saying the present surge is just the tip of the iceberg. People are getting careless here in Jamaica, partying, stop wearing masks, and not following any protocols. We may have finished with COVID-19, but COVID-19 is not finished with us, says Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Thank you very much for that timely reminder, Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Keep those messages coming in on our WhatsApp line, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And this one is a voice note. We'll have to listen off air to make a determination whether we can play it on air. Here is one from Salah. Good day, Dervan. I was echoing the same sentiments about Shensia. She herself to whom she is. Why were the reasons why all these high-profile politicians had to be there if someone declared themselves as not being? What example for the young ones to follow? I'm Salah from Kingston. I'm sorry I didn't hear about that part, Salah. I haven't read from any definitive source on that score, so I had to jump over that just now. But thank you for your message nonetheless. Good afternoon to Norman Wright of Tops Teas and the Sip a Cuppa line of teas. Good afternoon to you. Perishables Jamaica team, good afternoon. From Norman Wright. I am in the classroom, he says. Oh, you're very kind, Norman Wright. Thank you very much for your message. Keep those messages coming in. More coming in. You are welcome, Mr. Malcolm, says Winifred Edwards. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. To you too, Faye Weller. Audrey Smith in Southampton, England, says, afternoon, Dervan and listeners everywhere. We're having some nice weather here at last. Tuning in from Southampton. Welcome. Inez Ayona Campbell says, just wanted to let you know that I was told yesterday that the broken pipe on the Tymond Patients main road was fixed, and hoping they'll get to those roads, Wallen District and Tymond Patients soon. Thanks again for highlighting those issues. Happy to oblige, Inez Ayona Campbell. Thank you very much. Golden Brown says, good afternoon. I see another youngster has taken another one's life. But if government was feeding them unturned cornmeal and feed them once daily, they take heed. Let's see if we can work this one out. If government was feeding them unturned cornmeal and feed them once daily, they take heed. Are you suggesting it's a nutritional issue? The nature and extent of the fulfillment of the nutritional needs of the youngsters, which has implications for their behavior. Is that it? Are you an expert in that field, golden brown? Would love to talk to you about that, if that is so. Oh well. Well, you can update us, fill us in as you go along, and give us more if you can. Going down the line and clearing some of the other messages and getting to those that are relevant to the time versus those that are unrelated to what's happening right now. We thank you very much for the messages nonetheless. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, good afternoon, Dervan. I'm now hearing you loud and clear on Power 106. Just bought a new computer, so you are now loud and clear. On the flip side, so sad to hear of another young life that has been snuffed out, and the school in Trelawney. That's William Knibb High School, yes. Very sad. Why these young people can't settle their disputes without a weapon. So sad. Well, it's what happens in the society in which they live. Remember that children live what they learn. It's what they see around them. It's what they hear around them. It's what is touted. It's what is celebrated. If a boy this we no want know how, send for the gun them now. Sure you've heard that one before. And so on and so forth. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I know we're not keen on royalty, me included. But since they are coming, let's get it right. I think it's the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, not Sussex or Cornwall. Thank you very much for your message. And we missed this one from Crocs in Black River yesterday. He says, greetings. I see where the UIC is planning what they call a unity march for tomorrow. And the police are saying that they have not granted any permission for such a march. Let's see what action the police will take if they proceed with the march, in light of the fact that the superintendent in charge said no permit was granted for that Shensia party, yet no action was taken against the promoter or any of the attendees, as is the usual case when the similar breach has been committed by people who are less favored on this animal farm. From Crocs in Black River. Thank you very much, Crocs in Black River. Well, we have been saying on this program that if there was a breach or a violation, those vested with the authority need to act, plain and simple. And then the question is, what if they don't? What if they don't? Well, I guess that's what we're seeing playing out. If they don't, so what? Apparently. But if there was a breach, those vested with the authority to investigate these matters and to prosecute those who break the law must act accordingly. Thank you very much, Crocs in Black River, for your message. And let's go to the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA is having another Access Jamaica event in Orlando, Florida. Come out and apply for or renew your Jamaican passport, get your Jamaican citizenship by descent or by marriage, or apply for unconditional landing. All at the Legends Resto Lounge, 5250 International Drive, March 25 to 27 from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Registrar General's Department will also be there to receive applications for birth, death, death and marriage certificates. Other partner agencies include Grace Kennedy Foods, Western Union, JN Money, and the Victoria Mutual Building Society. Access Jamaica, Orlando, March 25 to 27, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Come and access a range of services. Supreme Real Estate, licensed real estate dealers, the experts in residential, commercial, industrial, hotels, and villa sales, rentals, and leases. Supreme Real Estate, Main Street, Salem, Runaway Bay, St. Anne. Call 876-973-5026 or 876-973-6142 and email supremerealestate@cwjamaica.com.
RJR, Dina Group. It's a cross-country invasion.
Listen every Friday hits 92 FM rocks with our weekly invasion studio jam.
Powered by Tron Batonic Wine, strengthen your back and make the attack.
Hosted by Scott the Thunder Wilson. Everybody put your hands in the air. Alongside the Corn Boss with music by DJ Xavier.
And featuring performances showcasing artists from the 4 regions of the 2022 cross-country invasion.
That's this and every March Friday we turn up the cross-country invasion.
It's a cross-country invasion. It's a cross-country invasion.
Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. That voice note earlier on. Mrs. Banks, we got your message. We listened to the message a short while ago. We've shared it with the engineers in the transmission, TV, radio, WhatsApp group. And no doubt they will check on it, and please let us know if and when the situation changes. Eureka says, hi, Dervan. A number of JLP members and a high-ranking PNP member were seen during a party celebrating Shensia's album launch. Most of these people weren't wearing masks. 2 weeks earlier, the leader of the opposition was seen at a party with Jamaican students who attended school in Ukraine. He wasn't wearing mask. Can you please say if the authority is going to charge these people? Well, apparently not. Ever since this happened, we have been saying those vested with the authority to act. We've been saying on this program, let's define it. Was it illegal? Was it criminal or unlawful? Was it immoral? It has to be one of those. It has to be one of those. Based on when it happened in relation to the Disaster Risk Management Act still being in force. And then there are those who might argue, well, the politicians themselves are exempt from the DRMA when it comes to, I'm not sure about when it comes to mask wearing, but when it comes to their movement during the DRMA being in force for that period. Eureka, thank you very much for your message. And Driver in America says Golden Brown is refreshing jail food, referencing. Don't know if the person who calls herself Golden Brown knows that. The wicked are estranged from the womb. says Driver in America. Salah says Dervan, Shensia did not hide it. She made it clear. So you don't have to be afraid of anything. Who's afraid of who, what? This was my main contention. Oh, you mean, well, I haven't seen or heard that. So I can't, I had to jump over the word straight there. Anyway, to see Dr. Tufton, Dr. Clark, Dr. Horace Chang, Floyd Green, and Lisa Hanna. What was so important about this album launch? That's a question Salah is asking. This one says, good day, Dervan. About the cornmeal, once per day means if the government was feeding them on cornmeal while they are in prison, they would try and stay away from being incarcerated. We need to stop glorifying violence and focus on education so our people have the vocabulary to argue a point without resorting to violence. Violence is the tool of the ignorant. Thank you very much for your message. And who was that? Well, it doesn't say. Thank you for your message nonetheless. Ralph says, good day, Dervan. I hope you're well. The hypocrisy in Jamaica knows no bounds. It's sad that we as a people see right and wrong based on party. I've heard a lot of people asking for the heads of cabinet ministers to be charged for the disregard of mask wearing in public, and quite rightly so. The sad part about it is that one of the people making such statements for the authorities to take action is the leader of the opposition. What a laugh. Can Mr. Golding be taken seriously? It's really sad. What a country we're living in. Michael from Belle Plaine in Clarendon is greeting everybody. And he says he wants to big up his cousin, Prenton. And bring some ground food all the way from Jamaica. Oh, all right. So it sounds like you're in Florida then, Michael. Driver in America says, our politicians enthralled by Shensia, possibly the recently minted national hero, Rihanna, effect radiating to Jamaica's shore, says Driver in America. Revo says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Have you noticed that youth clubs, community sports programs like the SDC and in-sports community sports leagues have been eliminated from the government offices? That what do we expect to get from these youths with potential? Not even our community sports programs or political representatives are not involved in. So what is the significance of Ministry of Youth and Sport? Revelino McPherson in Somerton, St. James. As far as we're aware, the SDC continues its programs, except that because of COVID-19, naturally, some programs were halted because of COVID-19. The other happening of note today is, of course, the finance minister closing the 2022-2023 budget debate. That's another happening today. Shall we go to the phone lines? 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oh, where are you, at the airport?
Are you together, man? Are you say at Jamaica?
No, but I thought you would, because you need to talk to the Royals. You've been asking for that opportunity to really tell them how you feel about them. So I thought you would have been at the airport, or at least across from the High Commission on Trafalgar, holding up a placard. Were you out there holding up a placard today?
No, coming up full.
I don't understand you. Why would you call the people who did that fool?
Repatriation. We want to return home to Africa, and when we reach Africa, we take reparation in Africa and set up.
Yeah, but hold on now. You have said that the Queen is supposed to pay for it. But if you don't sit down with the Queen or her grandsons or other members of the family to tell them exactly what you want, how are they going to know?
You know, I say before we reach this, I say you as a Jamaican, you know, go accept your
future king and queen, William and Kate, or you know out of airport, that me call up here.
If you came to me and told me that you wanted me to go to the airport and you would pay me for the day because it means I would have to miss work, then that would be fine by me. So I would go out there. Huh? No, but you are the one who wants them to pay for the trip back to Africa. And here you get an opportunity to talk to William, at least, to tell William what your needs are.
Listen carefully now.
Yes.
So we're calling upon Prince William and Kate.
Yes.
And Honorable Prime Minister, Queen Elizabeth, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and Mark Golding, our loyal opposition, you know, to earn our right of freedom, redemption, international repatriation to return home to Africa. Reparation, no reparation in Jamaica.
Oh, you don't want any? You don't want you're not for reparation
in Jamaica.
Where do you want it? Where you have one of those Swiss bank accounts?
When you reach home on the continent, we take reparation on the continent. So all of them people who serve at the Governor General pleasure,
yes.
About them a demonstrate, about them only say not Jamaican. I don't want to repair. What the hell is that this? When you do not African mate, you say not African, you're not Jamaican. I'm no banner. So you agitate for reparation in original.
Well, but you're an even bigger general because you want them to carry your reparation money to Africa.
No reparation money.
Eh?
No reparation money.
What?
I don't black friends and that all of us. We don't want to be spending Jamaica and build up.
No, but you were just laughing at the rest of us a while ago. I don't understand. You're talking out of two sides of your mouth.
What you say a while ago?
All right. You weren't listening then.
No, I don't get that last part. So I want to repeat it.
No, I was saying, but you're the bigger general because you're carrying the tread bag to the continent of Africa. You want to count your money in Africa, not in Jamaica. Your reparation money. You're not turning it down. You still want it.
Look here.
Yes.
Look here now.
I'm looking.
Remember now. The European rob and rape African wealth resources in Africa and set up themselves in the Western world here.
No, that is a serious matter.
Africa, all of them set out of Africa, they must carry it back. You know?
Oh.
And we're not begging them. We're demanding them the right of us.
So what would be a reasonable sum for you to get in terms of the reparation money? How much money you would be satisfactory for you?
How much money is satisfactory from me?
Yes.
As a people.
No, but you say your money.
It's not an individual thing, you know.
Oh, I see what you mean. But how will you decide who gets what?
When we reach on the continent, we will work out our own affair, not in Jamaica here.
I see.
So what I was saying differently, we welcome the prince and the princess.
Oh, you welcome the prince and the princess. Oh.
Yes. Listen, you know?
Yes.
Jamaican future, king and queen, you know. So we're calling upon them to provide transportation because them take you out of Africa, Britain and them host. You know, yes. Tell their mother, you know, Queen Elizabeth, when they return home,
yes.
to provide transportation instead of she sending them to come represent her now, you know, to prevent.
So she must send transportation for you and everybody else who wants to go back to Africa.
Natural. And she coming now, to send our son, our grandson and daughter to come present, you know, Caribbean nation,
yes,
from becoming a republic and remove our head of state, you know. That is the mission them coming on, you know.
Really? So how they weren't able to stop Barbados?
What you say?
How they weren't able to stop Barbados from going that route?
Barbados still remain on the Commonwealth block. Remember Philip tell them down there? The Barbados?
No, man. They have moved away. They have abolished the monarchy in Barbados. We have to go to a break and we have a couple of interviews coming up. Yeah, thanks for the call.
It's still the monarch of Barbados. Repatriation is a
no. All right. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency PICA is having another Access Jamaica event in Orlando, Florida. Come out and apply for or renew your Jamaican passport. Get your Jamaican citizenship by descent or by marriage, or apply for unconditional landing. All at the Legends Resto and Lounge, 5250 International Drive, March 25 to 27, from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Registrar General's Department will also be there to receive applications for birth, death, and marriage certificates. Other partner agencies include Grace Kennedy Foods, Western Union, JN Money, and the Victoria Mutual Building Society.
No.
Access Jamaica, Orlando, March 25 to 27,
As soon
8:30
as sending
a.m.
it
to
to you.
3:30 p.m. Come and access a range of services.
Did you know that the National Irrigation Commission Limited is the sole authority for irrigation systems in Jamaica? The National Irrigation Commission Limited enables the improvement in agricultural productivity through the provision of efficient and affordable irrigation to farmers and other customers. Contact them 977-6624 or 977-6727 or visit their website www.nicjamaica.com to learn more. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
RJR, Dina Group. It's a cross-country invasion.
Both sides of the story with host Dervan makes a stop in Ocho Rios this Thursday, March 24, as the RJR Greener Communications Group continues its cross-country tour as we showcase the best of Jamaica at 60.
The mobile
Join us
number.
from New Champion Supermarket, Ocho Rios,
Check.
St. Anne, from 2 to 5 p.m. This broadcast is
The
brought to you
mobile.
by main sponsors Grace Foods, Sunshine Snacks, Guardian Life, DigiSouth Foundation, associate sponsors Hypro Ace, Gateway Cooperative Credit Union, Statistical Institute of Jamaica, H&L Rapid True Value and H&L Agro, Tranbat Tonic Wine, Caribbean School of Medical Science Jamaica, and Guardian General Insurance.
So strong, I know that I can make it.
This will follow. This will follow. Do you have a copy? 315. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We take a break from your multiple messages and calls to learn more about the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce telethon that's coming up. And especially those of you in the West, all Montegonians, all the people from the parish of St. James, and everybody, all of Jamaica. Here's your opportunity to support a worthy cause. Joining us to tell us more is director and member of the fundraising and membership committee of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, my former classmate, Mrs. Nicole Horton Johnson. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan. Your former classmate. Wow. You just gave away my age.
No, man, you're still quite very young, very young. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Both Sides of the Story. For those who are hearing about this telethon for the first time, what is this about?
Well, thank you, Dervan, for having us today, or for having me today.
Yes.
Well, the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce has really seen it fit to host a telethon to give back to the Cornwall Regional Hospital in Montego Bay. And of course, you would be knowledgeable of the fact that we really don't have a physical structure, as it were, now as an hospital. However, there are some immediate needs that the hospital has at this time. So this telethon is really to accumulate funds to purchase some well-needed equipment for the hospital, such as infusion pumps, portable X-ray machines, arterial blood gas machines, A&E portable ultrasound machines, and trolleys for the A&E department.
I see. Now, what has the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry been doing so far to generate the kind of funds to go towards this initiative?
Well, so far we have had 2 out of 4 pop-up events, but the big pop-up event will be held this Saturday at Witter Village, I ensure that this coming Saturday, March 25th, 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. We'll be having an outside broadcast with our 106, so we will definitely be mingling with you again, Dervan, in a few days.
Yes.
It promises to be a very exciting event, and I'm asking everyone on behalf of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry to come on out and to support this initiative, because quite frankly, as the title of this telethon is dubbed, Cornwall, a full hospital. And if you should fall sick, Dervan, sometime in and around Montego Bay, Cornwall Regional is the most likely place that you will be taken.
Yes.
So we want, the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce really want the public to see this as a community initiative. And when I say community initiative, I mean Jamaicans locally and persons within the diaspora. We also understand that this is really the major health facility or one of in the region or in the county of Cornwall. So it's very important that we help the hospital in getting these equipment.
Yeah. Now, paint a picture, please, of how the event will unfold. It's taking place, I think, on the 3rd of April, is it?
Yes. So the event, the main telephone event will be on April 3rd. It will be streamed on the Montego Bay Chamber Facebook page between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. So persons will be able to call in and make their pledge. Phone lines will be opened for persons to call in, of course, and make their pledges. We will also be having entertainment, the likes of Ken Booth, Sammy T, and gospel artist Sanjay. So between the hours of 2 and 6, persons can call in and to make their pledge. Now, what I really want to inform the public about is how they can contribute. Well, a person or an organization can contribute in many ways. One option is to call the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce office at 952-6045. That's 952-6045, and you will be given instructions as to how you can make payment. You can also call our local pledge line. We have a local and an overseas pledge line. The local pledge line is 876-728-7021. I will repeat. The local line to make your pledge is 876-728-7021. Or the overseas line, 760-428-1128. That's 760-428-1128. If you're attending the pop-up at Witter Village this Saturday, you can make payment using your card or cash on site.
Card meaning debit or credit card or both?
Yes, both.
Okay. All right. What can you tell us now about the build-up? I mean, you speak of the pop-up on Saturday. Is this the first one you're doing?
No, as I mentioned, we had 4 scheduled pop-up events. We had 2 already, one at Coral Place last week, and last Friday we were at Fairview, Montego Bay. We were supposed to have one Saturday gone at Samshop Square, but the weather didn't allow us.
Okay.
So the big one will be this Saturday at Witter Village. So that's where we want. All roads should lead to Witter Village this Saturday between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Yeah. Have you set a target that you care to say how much that target is?
We don't want to be too overly ambitious. I mean, we could really work with $50 million, don't you think?
Yes, that seems to be the benchmark these days.
We're very ambitious because when we hear the name of the sound of those machines, you know,
yes.
Arterial gas machines, ultrasound portable, you know, there's some money behind those. So
yes.
I think we are looking for some big bucks for this initiative.
So is it mostly the machines, the equipment that you're looking at, or as opposed to the physical structure, which we know continues to undergo rehabilitation?
Just the equipment. I did make it clear earlier that we know that the physical structure is not where we want it right now. I know the story behind that, but for now, we're just looking at purchasing some well-needed equipment. So we're not touching the buildings or anything right now.
Yeah. Well, why is the chamber, and you might have said as much already, but just for emphasis, why is the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry taking such an interest? I'm sure there are those listening to us who who are saying, well, government's supposed to do that because look from when government's supposed to finish with Cornwall Regional, why, and now see Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce going to have to step in now.
Well, I think you would know the role and function of the chamber. Of course, it's really an avenue where persons can, it's really for the development of businesses within the city. Persons who are members of the chamber have a say in how the city is run and so on and so forth. And as we dub it, a civil hospital, the fact that it's for all of us, which include the chamber and its stakeholders, that is one of the major reasons why we see this fit. Because most of the business owners who are part of the chamber, they have employees. If tomorrow morning they should drop down or get sick, that's where they're going to go.
Yeah, so even
it's really of interest to all persons involved, including the Montego Bay Chamber.
Right. What kind of what's the general feedback been like? The energy. What are you picking up with the pop-ups that you have done before? Maybe the calls that have been coming into the chamber. Are people really keen on making their contribution to this telethon?
Well, quite frankly, I attended the one at Fairview on Friday, and I must say, on the ground, it's a touch and go. We have persons. The thing is that persons understand the importance of getting these equipment to get the hospital up and running, all of that.
Yes.
But I think a lot of persons are going through post-COVID, or should I say, in COVID, financial crisis. So persons might be willing but not able. But what I find though is the business, the
corporate entities.
The corporate entities are very receptive. We have received a lot of pledges from corporate entities.
All right, and I guess
I just want to say thank you to those persons on behalf of the chamber. And while I'm on that, let me also acknowledge or confirm sponsors. We have Witter Village, we have the F Hotel, we have the Montego Bay Convention Center, Core Contact Center, Sagicor Group, the Chinese Community, Beauty Queen, Tourism Enhancement Fund, and the Gateway Cooperative Credit Union, which I'm also a part of.
Very good. So give us the details on this Saturday now. Where will the activities take place, and what time, and what can we expect, and what can we do on location on Saturday?
So this Saturday, the final big pop-up event will be at Witter Village Iron Shore. That's March 26th between the hours of 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you can, once you're on location, you can do one of three things. You can make a pledge, complete the pledge form. We will be contacted for payment at a later date. Or you can make cash or card payments on site on Saturday.
Very good. In the meantime, for those who are listening to us overseas, who were born at Cornwall Regional for argument's sake, or they have some attachment to the hospital, maybe Cornwall Regional saved their lives, and wherever they are now, they want to make their contribution. Just remind us how they can do so.
Dervan, you went a while ago for about 5 seconds.
Right. Now, I was just asking for those overseas who would like to make their contribution, maybe because Cornwall Regional has been good to them in the past.
Yes.
What's the best method for them listening to us now?
Overseas pledge line 760-428-1128. Or they can also call the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce office to get instruction regarding doing an online payment.
Sounds good. We're going to leave it there for now, but we definitely look forward to playing our part on Saturday in raising awareness and raising funds for this very worthwhile initiative to buy well-needed equipment for the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Well done to you and the team at the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Thank you, Dervan.
And I do have a schoolmate, actually, Nicole Horton Johnson. I thought you were her until I listened for a while and went, oops, wrong person.
Well, I always say, I'm often imitated but never duplicated.
Ouch, ouch. All right, take care. All the best. You too. Okay. Bye-bye.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high-quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3:15.
Oh, McDonald, the processing company. Location, Sunday Baker.
So you have this, right?
Oh,
Okay.
McDonald, have a phone. We got frankfurters, jumbos, hot dogs, salami, salami, pepperoni, steak, bacon, leg. Breakfast sandwiches, picnic, natural flavor, pure frankfurter, natural options, get pure bacon. Also available, natural juice, no sugar added, no preservative, jelly water, beer juice, cereal drink.
Crime Stop Jamaica 311, Woodside District, Maypen, Clarendon, 8 p.m. Thursday, December 16, 2021. We need your help to solve the brutal murder of 55-year-old chef Marlene Stewart Campbell. Mrs. Campbell heard knocking on her door and opened it to find two men who shot her several times. The men ran from the scene. The reason for this murder is unknown. Crime Stop Jamaica is offering a total reward of $250,000 for information leading to the arrest and charge of these murderers. Call Crime Stop Jamaica 311. Solving crime pays. The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:50 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years. That's right. Join us on Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Compliments of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities. Educating, advocating, empowering. Under the Law, Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Okay. All right, no problem. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls once again on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us via WhatsApp. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Steve in Toronto, Canada says, Dervan Malcolm, while not an expert, might I suggest that the government brings back the Nutri-Bun program? Use breadfruit flour for the buns. We can also have breadfruit fritters, says Steve in Toronto, Canada. And then he exclaims, wow, no permit was granted for the Shensia party. Paul in Philadelphia asks, he bemoans, what happened yesterday was really sad, he says. I was told today by teachers from other schools that they're experiencing similar issues with children wearing these guard rings to school and parents are defending the children. Oh boy. And you know what that is in relation to, right, listeners? There's a particular song that deals with it as well. No God ring no upon your hand. Say thank you, Jesus. Or words to that effect. I'm sure you know it. Yes. You're no beard in a mother wash pan. Say thank you, Jesus. Right. No, seriously, it's been that way for a long time. It's been that way for a long time, but with the deepening of certain organizations, like criminal organizations, and as much as they are supposed to be fearless and fierce and vicious and die-hearted, they still want to live. And the feeling is, if they go to a certain yard with certain color flags in the yard, they will be protected no matter what. So they still harbor that, and because some of them have been in the business of recruiting youngsters as gangsters, and some of these youngsters, because with the pandemic, some of them have been displaced, and some of them have by now been indoctrinated and making public and bold statements and expressions about the features of being in such a position, like the guard ring, etc. Serious matter. Serious matter. And Dennis Sion in Antigua, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much. Let's hop across to YouTube. All right, let's go back to the phone lines first. We'll come back. The messages are coming in very, very quickly, but let's go back to the phone lines. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Marcus.
Good afternoon.
Anyhow, you look like you're getting slow, man. It surprised me that you took so long to find out for training to the suggestion about the sun carnival once per day.
Oh, no, my mind was nowhere near there.
Yeah, man, because you were looking at the nutritional aspect.
Yes.
But you know that you generally say if you go to prison, go get certain type of food, then it will be a deterrent to crime.
Oh.
So whether you read it, you know automatically what the person was saying.
I see.
But the next thing now, it's not to that such a young and promising life was taken yesterday in terms of the goalkeeper at William Nib.
Yes.
And that soccer with another student.
Mm-hmm.
But when I hear about gathering, well, I say, where we going as a country? Because it is said that in one section of the media today, it is said that parents said they tell them to children to carry weapons to school, not to use against other students, but to use against people who may attack them out of school.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a weapon, and you are in school, and fight takes place. One will be tempted to use knife. And when we were going to school, we never think about knife. And we not think about people attacking us. It's only now and again grab your watch and run. But when you have youth, one gathering to carry into school, we are at rock bottom. You have to wonder where we're going to head up.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, your prediction for 2030 will not materialize. Because I heard on the media this morning that the Assistant Commissioner of Police said that some of those students with guard rings were involved in lot of scamming. So when they are involved in lot of scamming, they have to be on their guard against possible attack from other people in the trade. So when you have lot of scamming in schools, which every well-thinking Jamaican know is wrong and people should not be involved in, what kind of young people are we turning out in order to build the nation?
Yeah, and in no time the act of scamming was popularized in song, Scammer Them There. Remember that one?
No, I wasn't here, but
yes, man. Scammer Them There. That was one of the recordings that helped to popularize it. And then there's another artist who is behind bars who did a song, did another recording about essentially celebrating scamming.
Well, when you want such example being set for a young one, when they should be molding their mind in a positive direction, instead of having nation building,
yeah,
more than likely have nation ruination.
Yeah, more tearing down than building up.
Yeah, man. And those people that are embarking on the wrong path and see it as a way of advancement, they better break up their folly ground and repent and get onto the right track in order to build a progressive and prosperous nation. Or else at the end of the day, all of us are going to be losers.
That's right.
And well-thinking and intelligent people must educate those who are less fortunate and embarking on the wrong path, that what they are doing is wrong and not right, and not to give tacit support.
Well said.
Anyhow, you have a good day. That is my contribution.
You too. Thanks for calling. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, a wise way for dealing with the Dutch and the Duchess of England coming here is to have them on our therapy homegrown. I agree with you when you the priestess, what you mentioned earlier. However, they deleted our genealogy. You know, our genealogy was deleted, and our ancestors were treated inhumanely. So I feel that we have a legitimate reason to address these issues with these people, and it should be addressed. You know, it cannot go unattended and ignored. However, we are going to work it out rationally. I don't know in terms of reparations or repatriation, but we have a legitimate reason, and it should be dealt with. It cannot. We kept procrastinating through the decades and the century. I did something, some genocide did not take place, and we didn't get robbed of our ancestry. And, you know, these things happened, and our history was deleted, and these are big issues, you know, that you cannot brush aside.
Well, I don't know of it being deleted because there's more than enough evidence out there as to what happened or did not happen during the transatlantic slave trade.
Yes.
So I'm not sure about deleting, and even if you delete,
in terms of our culture, I'm talking our lifestyle. You know, what we might have been somewhere.
All right, hold on. Continue after the break, please.
Importers, provide proper invoices for customs when presenting goods for examination. This could prevent delays during clearance.
Jesus, oh how I love to call your name.
Tune in to
to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world. The Prayer Line, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You shall live to declare the works of the Lord. Amen. And you shall be a living testimony. You're on the Lord's side.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 15 years. That's right. Join us on Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Compliments of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities. Educating, advocating, empowering. Under the Law, Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Thanks for holding. Yes, even if, as we like to use the example of the chair in the studio, which is in place now to my left, moving that chair from where it is now does not change, wherever you put it, does not change the fact that the chair was in this spot. The chair was here. So whatever, the similar thing with the history, some people can try, they can try to distort it, they can try to delete it, and they might even think they have deleted it. But it was written. It was written. The evidence is there.
Yes, but in terms of our genealogy and what we possess, we were royalty. We had royalty just like they have royalty, you know. We had royalty, and in terms of our wealth, our ethnicity, if I might use that, I won't say tribal, I'll use a better, our ethnicities in Africa, you know, had royalties. So that was destroyed, that was, you know, right, that was destroyed, and, you know, because of that, even if we were to get reparation, you know, it would have to be based on technology would have to come where they can trace our genealogy from the different ethnicities we came from in Africa and further beyond, you know, and I'm just saying this, the white man can trace. I have a friend back in Massachusetts where I did studies that could trace his lineage back to the 12th century. We cannot do that. That's the point I'm making. We, people of color, cannot do that. We are from African ancestry, if I might say. You know? So, and this was affected because of slavery, the slave trade.
Yes. No, they obviously the culture of the societies as they previously existed on the continent of Africa were disrupted, were discombobulated, were in some instances destroyed, yes, but in terms of the continuity of particular traditions or otherwise, they would have been disrupted.
Yes, and we don't know who we really are in terms of, you know, because we could have been, Africa could have been a gentrification for us. We could have came from somewhere else and settled into Africa, you know, with a rich heritage behind that was also lost, you know. Anything is possible within that bargain once the history is started like that.
Well,
you know?
Well, for what it's worth, there have been and there still are conscious Africans across the globe who have been contributing to, as much as possible, as best as possible, putting the pieces back together. Because with the scattering of the people that has taken place, there are those who have over the years, over the centuries, over time, documented certain aspects of the culture and the heritage and the history and the retentions, etc. And
that is very interesting to know. Hopefully, you know, that has been done.
In fact, the museum in Washington D.C., the African History Museum, that has quite a bit in terms of artifacts and other forms of evidence of the kind of people and culture uh, of Africa.
Yes, I see where you're coming. So hopefully within the future, they can look at these conditional evidences, put the pieces back together, like you say, and attribute us based on it.
Yeah.
You know, because I know a lot of people, they say they're Christians and they whole show that as if, and then you wonder, how do you integrate really Christianity to slavery, or, you know, in terms of what took place and, you know, the inhumanity, and, you know, how do you stand there and justify slavery and justify certain things, you know? And, you know, there's a lot of questions. We can ask a lot of questions, but the bottom line is, I think we should be compensated for what we went through. It was inhumane, and, you know, it was a genocide. The Jews got compensated and other races based on certain scenarios. So I don't see why we shouldn't, you know, the proper way, you know.
Well, for what it's worth, there's a reparations commission, I believe, here in Jamaica, and there's also one for representing the entire Caribbean. As to how much progress they've made thus far, and the extent to which this will be a fruitful pursuit remains to be seen.
Well, these issues need to be addressed to the head of the state, the representatives. When they come here, this is the time that we should see to address these issues rather than shun away from it.
Yeah.
You know?
We hear you loud and clear. Thank you for adding your voice to the discussion this afternoon.
Of course, sir.
All the best. All right. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And there are all kinds of notifications and pop-ups. And that's how you know something is happening one way or another in terms of news. So let's see if we can bring you up to speed. William and Kate arrive in Jamaica, and there is a picture of William and Kate, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Foreign Affairs Minister, and I believe the other person at the staircase leading to the aircraft is a member of the diplomatic of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, usually the protocol department maybe. So the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge touched down in Jamaica this afternoon. Prince William and Kate arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport at approximately 2:20 p.m. and were greeted by Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Kamina Johnson-Smith, Chief of Defense Staff Rear Admiral Antoinette Weems-Gorman, and Ambassador Sandra Grant Griffiths. I beg your pardon. So that was Ambassador Sandra Grant Griffiths in the picture there, Chief of State Protocol in the office of the Prime Minister. William, guided by the Rear Admiral, greeted members of the Jamaica Defense Force. The national anthem was played shortly after, with William standing before the military men on a podium. He was later brought to greet other officials, including opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs, Lisa Hanna, and Senate President Tom Tavares Finson. The visit of the royals to the former British colony has been met with intense opposition among locals, many of whom call for reparations and demand an apology for the role the monarchy played in slavery. On the subject of the apology, I received an email this afternoon. Can I retrieve it now? Here's a perspective. What was the name of the Where is it now? Mr. Dagula. Let's see if we can bring it up. Here we go. Lloyd Dagula sent out an email today. Here's the email. The heading is "The Sadness of Asking the Queen for Apology and Reparations." This is Lloyd Dagula speaking now. Lloyd Dagula says, the sadness, well, he says, "I find it really shocking that the Queen has said that slavery was legal and not a crime against humanity, and yet descendants of plantation slaves are still asking the Queen to apologize and pay reparations. Why? So that we can normalize relations, forgive our slave masters for our slave experience, and live a normal life thereafter? The Queen must be having a good laugh at these politically clueless and slavish descendants of former slaves. Henri Christophe and his Haitian brothers and sisters had no doubt about what needed to be done to free themselves from slavery. They took up arms, carried out a revolution. The same goes for Sam Sharp and his fellow slaves. They also took up arms against the Queen, against the ancestors of Queen Elizabeth II. And though they didn't win the battle, her ancestors realized that this could become a recurring form of rebellion and were forced to end slavery a few years later. Unfortunately, there is no revolutionary movement in Jamaica at the moment, a la Sam Sharp. But when there is a need to reflect on our past, our academics and intellectuals and professionals reveal themselves as still having a slavish colonial mentality, still wanting to normalize relations with the monarchy, as Bustamante and Norman Manley tried to do. These intellectuals and academics are content with the neo-colonial system created by Manley and Buster and Siaga and Golding and Patterson and Holness, etc. And the best they can do is to ask the Queen for an apology and few reparation dollars that will go towards paying back a corrupt debt and reinforcing one of the most corrupt political systems in the world. Sad, says Lloyd Dagula, convener of People's Anti-Corruption Movement. That's his perspective on the visit of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. There are tons of messages pouring in, plus a call coming through on WhatsApp from Driver in America. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Dervan, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
Right. I'm good, thanks. Good afternoon to all listeners also. Yeah, Brother Dervan, I'm listening to everybody about this reparation thing. And if you could just bear with me, this is my take. Everybody, white man. The white man just more or less took advantage of a situation that existed in Africa and still exists to this day. We just can't. You see what? We sell our brothers into slavery, conquer, and to this day Africa can't get up. No heavy industry, no. Look how many revolution and stuff like that going on in Africa. I don't know what's going on, man. We just can't get it together.
Hold on. Let's give you an opportunity to say some more after the break, please.
All right.
Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan.
Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 15 years. That's right. Join us on Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Compliments of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities. Educating, advocating, empowering. Under the Law, Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, Driver in America, is giving us his perspective on the debates, the discussions surrounding reparations and related matters on the occasion of the visit of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Please continue, Driver.
Yeah, Brother Dervan, you see all them royalty and them earthly gods and goddesses and stuff like that. You know, we don't even study them, you know, by master, by father, by God in him. We stop this so I'm good, you know what I mean? And he has proven to me time and time and time again that, you know what I mean, I don't really need anything else. Going on earth here now. You know, a lot of people, white man take away, white man take away. Like I was telling Brother Ronnie one time, you know, and I probably even mentioned it to you. This is my perspective, you know. We read about Joseph and his brothers in the Bible.
Yes.
And a lot of things what you see in the Bible is like, if you look in a real life, you see parallels, you know. And you see the African people now, those of us who were sold into slavery by our own brothers and sisters who keep on killing with a Darfur and all them places of Africa right now. Hell on earth. Man, if you run, Ethiopia, run up man Herald. You know what I mean? People if you run and are dead and not eat one another. Like, you know what I mean? Just some people are live in this modern time, 2022. So I'm not caught up in no myth or no romanticism or anything like that. From a long time, you know, from a little youth, you know, I read with my father about them things, and if you ask him, I walk and matter, boy, it is not for man to know, you know, because him try to say, boy, all the different blood, them also will mix up when we come out Jamaica and this and that and so. But at the end of the day, him say, boy, it's just not for man to know, you know, just do your best. And as an individual now, Brother Dervan, this is how I see it, you know. We don't blame, no, actually, it was us thrown into the pit like Joseph, the belly of the slave ship, and all them places there, and reach at Jamaica. And man like Marcus, me not even gonna Paul Bogo some shot the man there yet. But Marcus, the original, you know, the original man in this thing, and now we take it internationally. And we don't celebrate him like Mikey Diamond said, them never love poor Marcus. Why? I wonder. Complexion or whatever. You can't take away the man's gift, you know what I mean, and what he has done for the earth. But we were brought into the West. Our ancestors, like I was saying to Brother Ronnie one time, the pain that our ancestors went through, the whipping and all that and all that and all that, was the belly pain for us to be born after them. And we were, our reparation was the nation of Jamaica, Brother Dervan. Were we not given Jamaica?
Yeah, essentially.
Were we not, sir?
Yeah.
All right. And then Marcus Garvey come with the blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
How if we approach this thing. And even before him, Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle, all them man there. You know what I mean?
There's another man. What's his name? Robert Love. I think.
Please tell us about him, teacher.
I'm trying to remember, but he was a key man as well in terms of the empowerment of Black people in Jamaica. I need to refresh my memory on the work that he has done in this country.
But many
Mm-hmm.
that we can't remember, but a lot of people, the fire was lit.
Yes.
You know, after when them got emancipation or whatever, we got our reparation. Who want to go to Africa? Oh, you know, them have them tribe and whoever they to receive them. Because I think they just go to Africa and do it, so you know what I mean? But me not fight down no one who want to go, but we have our reparation right here. We had it.
Well, we have one of our listeners
Yes, sir?
on YouTube saying, Dervan, tell that Rasta brother that I'm willing to pay his fare to Africa if he will go to Somalia.
Brother Dervan, every man have to spread them word better sleep in it, you know, so I'm not going to really criticize no one, you know what I mean? But me speaking for myself and the reality that I know, you know, Jamaica was honest way. See, like the brethren call you, and great contribution, boss, the man that was talking about, you know, our need to change our direction as far as the youth and all the wickedness. The brother you were speaking to just
he was speaking about genealogy. That one?
No, the one before that, man. The one before that. That was talking about, you know, the wickedness that he's seeing, and, you know,
yes.
Start out saying you never know about the jail food.
Right.
Yeah, man, very good contribution, and them kind of consciousness that we have in Jamaica, but such has been pushed back. You know, I don't know. It's like we change. We do our country. We have a talk about say brown man and Chinese man and Indian man take our country. Rule us and share up. I mean, man, fight down the monarchy and this like that. But and when Campbell, Circle for Campbell and all them man, them, you know, say, yeah, man, with a fire burn them man because them represent the Queen and this and that. But we had our nation in our hands.
True.
We had it in our hands to determine our destiny, brother Dervan. As I tell the man, you know, you see, as I spoke to you before, the influence that Jamaica has had on the world.
Biggest little country in the world.
Go ahead, please, sir.
I was just saying, biggest little country in the world.
Brother, as far as the black nation, black diaspora is concerned, I consider us the tip of the spear because traveling around a little bit that I did, and I'm sure you, anyway, you go and tell people, say, Jamaica, how it goes, sir? How you represent Jamaica? How are you received?
Oh, I mean, with open arms, and people, well, some people don't believe because there are also those who have a different perspective based on having met other Jamaicans. So when
you know, dread up and that's like but everything good. But those are the people, brother Dervan, me tell you, man, you know, me tell you, about the last time I see about this Tokyo, 1979, and it's like, I had just landed there, you know, deployed there in the airports, and, you know, I see the picture of Yokoto Air Base when I got the back.
Lost you for a moment there. Are you still there? Hello?
Yeah, brother Dervan.
Yeah, we're losing you. Hello? Hello? Yeah, looks like you hit a bad spot, or you shifted from your original position. I think we lost him. That call was on WhatsApp. Hold on. Let's see. All right. I think he's calling through. He's calling through once again. All right. Sorry about that. Please. Oops. And the call went again. Let's see what's the problem here. First of all, let's turn on the light on this phone. Yeah, I think it's our battery here in the studio that's low, apparently, and because we had it plugged out for a little while, the device. Sorry about that, driver in America. Call us back, please. Or we could call you back. We did see your message as well. Please research what the Rastafarian brethren said about Barbados retaining some Commonwealth relationships despite its recently acquired republic status, Brother Dervan. I heard a similar assertion on a BBC interview. Well, it should be instructive, quite instructive to read that and to see if it was mere cosmetics that happened or in fact real change in Barbados. Yes, driver, sorry. Oh, that was our fault. The device in the studio, the battery ran low.
Yeah,
Hmm.
everything good, man. Yes, Brother Dervan. So, like I said, you know what I mean? You know, just moving around and, you know, the way how we are, as I said, we are the tip of the spear. It's divine, man. No other black people that have the influence upon the world that we have as a little nation. You know what I mean? So what I don't know, you know, but, you know,
Yes.
when we, you know, in our prime, and man was also, them years, but Brother Dervan, America starts we are ahead of where we were now. But, and, you know, the Brother Dervan, never laugh. And they talk about gathering. Whenever I remember, I want a new piece of jewelry or something. Whenever I remember about them things there, when you drop that tune and cry, I say, oh, Brother Dervan, and now, you know. I don't regular put that check out this day. Bobby get tune there, you know?
Yes.
You know, you're deep, man. So, you know, Brother Dervan, we have regret. In other words, we are praying for and march for and a this and that for now is what we had.
Mm-hmm.
We have a destiny in our hands. Man, would disagree with me, but Brother Dervan, as a youth, I move around Jamaica, all the Julius Nyeri and all the man that come and stage you, man. You know what I mean? And them things there. So, and I don't know what I think was this a youth enamored with our nation and the promise.
Yes. Yeah, well, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. I thought you were pretty much wrapping, so I was going to.
Yeah. The promise. I mean, the one that was yet, you know. I mean, I'll give up on Jamaica, but the promise, Brother Dervan, like the man said, never have to feed nobody. You know, man, you know, never afraid to mix it up with other you, especially like senior man and them man, they're from both them come rock, man. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. And nobody never thinks about draw, no knife, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just done that stuff. Whatever took place. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I'm trying to trace it. I'm trying to sit down and look at what happened. As much as I'm saying, but I remember you see a lot of people have drawback all the retail literacy back in them time. You never hear, oh, believe me, you never hear about all them traffic and picnic in the school and all that. You know, despite how backward we were supposed to be then.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see the pictures, our national pride. You saw the way we were.
Yes.
So as you come at airport, you know what I mean, crowds of people, you know what I mean, and no fault, nobody know, you know, nobody know the chat, nobody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we were as a nation. We had national pride, man. And like I said, God is healed the stupid, but some people create because we never really stand up and, you know, sell out.
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, those of us, for what it's worth, those of us who know better, we should just continue to do better. I mean, if we can touch, yes. If we, sorry, hold one moment. We're up on another break. One moment, please. And you might want to try us back on the WhatsApp because the line that you're on now is a little shaky as well. So let's see if we can reconnect on WhatsApp. One moment, please.
You can deny me. At
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Traveling to Jamaica with unaccompanied shipment? The Jamaica Customs Agency is encouraging all air passengers with unaccompanied shipments who have a taxpayer registration number, TRN, to present it to customs upon arrival. This will subsequently facilitate faster processing when clearing your unaccompanied shipments. The Jamaica Customs Agency will continue to implement measures to improve our service delivery and your service experience. You may contact us at 876-922-5140 to 8 or email public.relations@jca.gov.jm on this and other customs-related matters. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors.
Yes, sir.
This
One moment,
vaccine might
please.
just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 15 years. That's right. Join us on Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Compliments of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, educating, advocating, empowering. Under the Law, Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
Consumer Talks, educating and empowering consumers towards a more vigilant and confident consumer-friendly Jamaica. Join us every second and last Tuesday of each month at 9:35 on Real Business. Listen and learn about your rights and responsibilities. Learn how the CAC works to empower consumers in Jamaica. Consumer Talks, brought to you by the Consumer Affairs Commission, protecting your rights, securing our future.
Peor es en espagnol, son las 4:02, quelle heure est-il en français, les 4 heures de CNC, TDN le CDN Leung Ar Fen, 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon, here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Yes, driver, thanks for holding.
Dervan. Yeah, man. You know, like I was telling you, and you know a big part of the problem, Brother Dervan, when man would say, that a old time, but we're supposed to have done better now. When I go to school and things like that, you know, anything happen to any kid or so, you know, I go for my father and come. Who never go for now and bring come, Brother Dervan?
They're going for the going for the irons, going for the weapons.
Yeah, but no matter about in terms of parenting and stuff like that, that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
If you notice a pure single mother thing are going now.
Yeah, well, that situation hasn't abated at all.
I'm speaking generally, but by and large, isn't that the commentary? Isn't that what's going on?
Yes, we couldn't dispute that right now at this stage. No.
Man, them fling down them crown of dirt, man, and I walk up and down in all kind of easy man, this and that, and man, a general and this and that. Which army? You know, and this and that and stuff. They're full of themselves, you know, them dash with them crown, the black man coming on the west here and just lost themselves. And we were given this gift, this nation, Jamaica. You know, running with our blood, our ancestors' blood, and look how we come to now. So no matter what the ask king or queen or who, you know, them people don't even matter to me. Them man they come in like a fairy tale to me. I don't even follow them. You know what I mean? We had our destiny in our hand. And like you said, Brother Dervan, we can't put it down now because there are still believers and there are still people who are, you know, invested in seeing a better Jamaica. So who want to leave? Who want to stay? We not cry for nobody for nothing, you know? I could take up Marcus Garvey and study that thing. And Sister Althea do a thing every morning, you know, the Kiwanis Club. One of them Kiwanis Club have a Marcus Garvey saying every morning. I could start this up. We have the blueprint already, and we can bring it back to that. Take out them little lightweight politicians who are run up and down and watch star and this and that. Granted, the trend here is a treat to the eye, you know, but same time, you know what I mean? Come on. Brother Dervan, we have it already, you know? We just have to deal with what we have. Bless up, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yes.
All right. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. Tell me something, Mr. Malcolm. Like how the Prince come here now, of whose cars, whose expense it come here?
That's a pertinent question, which we hope the journalists covering the visit will ask. But I would like to think that the expenses incurred here in Jamaica would be settled by Jamaica, and those incurred en route to Jamaica would be settled whether in Belize and before that in the UK, and then going on from Jamaica in the Bahamas, that would be settled by the Bahamian government. So it's a pertinent question because it's the people's money, and hopefully the journalists will get who are working over the next couple of days in covering the visit.
Not I mean it costs us then.
There would have to be some cost. I mean, on Sunday, on my way back from St. Thomas, from St. David's Anglican Church, we noticed workmen all over the place, making sure that the road was smooth enough so that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge didn't have to experience the potholes on our roads.
You see, that's the problem I have. If the Dukes and the Dutch are coming here and offer their expense, I don't have a problem with that. But you know, coming here now on our taxpayers' expense and knowing the position that Jamaica in, very indebted and all that stuff, I really have a problem with it. You know, and I really believe in reparation because, you know, I see what reparation does for Israel or for the Jews. You know what I mean? And the slave master them get reparation for us.
Yes, how much thousands?
20 million.
Pounds, was it? Yes.
20 million pounds, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we are the one who do the work, you know what I mean? So I can't really talk like driver, you know? But I feel view that. But what I'm saying now, with Jamaica now, Jamaica nice, you know, and Jamaica good, but Jamaica have a political problem. Jamaica have a political problem, and it can show from 62 coming up straight back till now. You see where Jamaica have a political problem and need to settle. Jamaica need a constitution by the people. You know what I mean? Because I know Jamaica have a written constitution, you know.
Really?
Yeah, Jamaica don't have a written constitution. Constant. Look at those minister that pass law. Them pass the law and them break the law. See, so Jamaica have a political problem. Both the opposition and the minister them will pass that law in parliament. Will cost a lot of poor people hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of the people them have to pay. I remember at church, some people
yes,
for them charging our church pay over $1 million.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? Eh? and then
I think they marched them out of the church to into they had to go into the police vehicles. The
that's
police.
an embarrassing
Yes.
moment.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See?
In fact, I have that open on the laptop here because I'm just seeing the press release from Jamaicans for Justice, lambasting the government for double standards and disregard of the law, and calling for public officials to be charged under the Disaster Risk Management Act DRMA provisions. I was planning to read it, but with the calls coming in, other multiple messages, I'll read it. If I have the opportunity before 5, I'll go through it.
Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
I know you travel, right? I travel a lot, right?
Yes.
But what I'm saying, if you look at all the West Indian islands, right, or all the islands in the Caribbean, right, just look at them going down, and look if them have that problem they like with Jamaica have, this big crime problem. You know, some have crime problem. You know?
Yeah, well, Trinidad is the one that readily comes to mind because they're doing apart from crime. Well, it is a crime to kidnap people, but kidnapping is big in Trinidad for ransom and so on. I remember being in Trinidad, and we were being driven through a community, and the driver said to us, "You see, if your car broke down here, boy, you left it and run, you know." I'll never forget that. I remember that. And the very night we arrived, we were hungry and we were ordering. We were told KFC delivered, and we were ordering KFC, only to find out that the KFC we were ordering from had just been robbed.
That's a robbery and kidnapping.
So Trinidad would be the first country I would think of when you talk about crime, but the rest of the region, they seem to have things under control for the most part.
But when you're talking about corruption,
mm-hmm.
you see where corruption and this nepotism and and this one law, this classism and this one law for certain people and certain people. It's not going on them small islands there, because you see the people medicated. You see, let me tell you see Jamaica right now, Jamaica have a political problem. We need to solve it. Have to solve quickly. Jamaica move on.
How do we solve that political problem?
Well, are we the
because
people?
we go ahead.
And we the people have not come together and say, well, look here, this can't go on no more now.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's what you see. I come back to say we need a people constitution written. You understand? By people from all sectors.
But the making of laws generally in this country, including leading up to independence in 1962, it had the involvement of different stakeholders. But I guess you're calling for a bigger pool of people to be involved in contributing to a new constitution.
A new constitution, because what I am now is like everything just coming like is a joke. That boy long to know in Jamaica. So through that now, the people them who say the youth them to look upon.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look upon them because them say them not credible.
They're getting either the wrong signals or mixed signals.
Mixed signal, you understand?
Yes.
So.
No, it's true, and this is the case in point. This matter of the Disaster Risk Management Act and the Shensia Party, which is telling us a lot about ourselves, and it's not good because.
Right to you.
Yes.
It's really true, I was gonna march, but I look at it and say, and I'm a top of me that I work out by RGD today still. So I couldn't get free really. But when me look back on it, I look back on the same thing there when I look at what the Queen said. It was legal at that time, the slavery and stuff like that. I said, but when me have a march again, the placard and that. Like a joke thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
we're up on another break. Would you like to hold?
Yeah.
All right, one moment, please.
Get high-quality blinds and beautiful windows, drapes, and wooden flooring from Sam the Blind Man, 40 Barnett Street, Montego Bay. The time by Sam the Blind Man is 4:15.
Waiting on your receivables, waiting to purchase raw materials to fulfill your next order, waiting to get paid for goods already sold. 60 days, 90 days, invoices way past due. What if you could be insured for up to 85% of your domestic and foreign receivables?
The same caller,
So that if you
yes.
don't
When we
get
come
paid on
back,
time,
yes,
your
yes.
biggest
Yeah.
priority, your business, will not have to wait. Trade credit insurance. Insurance worth having. Credit without waiting. Exim Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Jesus, oh Jesus, oh how I love to call your name.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world. The Prayer Line, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You shall live, declare the works of the Lord. Amen. And you shall be a living testimony. You're on the Lord's side.
Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services. Environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:17, que la retire en français, il est 4:17. 现在几点了？4点17分。17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Thanks for holding. Please continue.
Yeah, man. So, as I would say now, Mr. Malcolm, if we not get the thing together and get the self together, you know, Jamaica, the next 500 years are the same, so Jamaica just keep on. And lag on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because even the same reparation you hear people talk about, you know, if we get a reparation money there, you know, and spend it like how we get some IMF money and waste and all them things, it's still not going nowhere, you know. So we have to have a plan where if the reparation money there should come, if it should come, even I don't know how far going, you know.
Yes.
I see a lot of people, some different body, and you know, it's so very complicated, you know. You know?
Yeah, like most things, especially at that level, it requires management. There's a quotation I love to recite from Peter Drucker that says, "Those who seek to lead but fail to manage will become either irrelevant or dangerous, not only to their organization, but to society."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so we have to get our act together. Jamaica.
And if we're failing to do so, those of us vested with the authority to act should act. If we're failing, the system is set up in such a way that if it is evident that we're failing to manage our affairs, then you have the option of, once that period comes around, and as of now, that's how it has been. Once that period of what we call it, some people call it exam time. When exam time come for the people to grade the state, that is when those who perhaps would have been dissatisfied for the whole time would feel their strength, as we say in Jamaica, and muscle up and go out and vote. And then you get the government that you vote for.
That's why I tell you, say, come back again to,
the political problem.
We have a political problem, and we need some constitutional reform very, very quickly. And look here, one can't say anything, about the USA, how much prison and 25% of the rural prison and this, that. But one thing, when them going for people, for people do crime, them go for the head, Them try to lick the head off of the senior. You understand? And them law kind of work in some ways. You understand?
Yeah.
So, if we don't get our thing together, man, Jamaica not going on, man. Just look on it.
Well, we thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. As we keep saying on this program, those of us who know better, let's just continue to do better, and hopefully our actions, our attitude, our approach, become so infectious that where other people fall in line and are a part of it, and then you grow the numbers from there on. But we really can't just lay down and roll over and die, as they say. We still have to keep fighting for as long as we have breath.
True.
Yeah. Don't give up the fight. De nada. Thank you too. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your driver, if you hear me, stop flipping around those wheels.
Why would you say that? Why would you say
the Anglo-Saxon control our politics? One phone call can make a difference. However, I just want to really, that's why I said that. But I heard Dave Pastor last night with a touching story. There are certain classes that you take overseas that you find only one black person. There are certain classes that you might not find any black persons. And there are certain places you go overseas that probably even some places in America too that will not know what Jamaican is. So, and Jamaicans, I want to tell you, even the ones that merit us based on certain things like athletic sports, and reggae, ganja smoking, or whatever, because they're chilling with us and all that. But when it comes to academia and certain things, the Anglo-Saxons always predominantly try to suppress us. There are certain classes, I'm glad he took the time to explain last night because he traveled and lived overseas like me. I knew he went through racism and other folks that I know, probably even Dr. Stephen Vassiani that went through. Once they went to those extremely brilliant black person, they're going to face racism overseas, whether it be Britain, America, or anywhere in European countries. I remember when like the pastor mentioned last night, the teacher was calling out names and telling them to tell them what grade they got. And he said he got an A in his overalls. And they all looked at him and they were like, he wasn't supposed to get that. Or did he get that as a black person? He was invited, in a nutshell, he was invited to give a speech at Mississippi. I don't know if in his pastoral ranking or whatever, what forum the speech was about. But then when the pastor found out that he was a black person, a person of color, he said he couldn't allow it, even though there were so many people waiting. He took the time to leave and go down to Mississippi. So many people were waiting for him, and despite he was a Jamaican, he couldn't give that speech. And a couple other people gave their experiences. However, I'm giving mine. When I was taking physics, and calculus, I was the only black person in the class in Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts. So.
And I hope you passed.
Yes,
with distinction.
I got a B plus. But the problem is,
yes.
Was getting A's in it, there was a white guy, I remember his name LaFleur, opened this mouth and said I couldn't get there to do the exam over and all of that. I still end up getting a B plus. I got a good grade, but they just didn't feel like, they orchestrate and the things against the black person. They're not supposed to go to certain fields like chemical engineering, nuclear physics, or a threat. They're not supposed to go into, they don't want us in certain level. And most black folks are not aware of it because most of them just want to become maybe a teacher, a nurse, a regular doctor. But in certain areas where the market separates, they don't want you there. Really.
Yeah, that's really backward though. Any educational institution with educators who behave like that, they're in the wrong place. They're in the wrong profession, and they're in the wrong period of time as well.
Yeah, we could say this, but that's the reality. That's the way it is. So when driver talking about, I'm just, you need to do a reality check. Welcome to reality. I'm not being negative. I'm talking realistic. Okay. And their pastor, eldest composer, good. I admire him. You would never tell that he went through all those kind of adversities. He held up very good because America is not an easy place to live when you are a very highly ambitious black man. When you have a big art, it's not if you just want to go there and work mediocre jobs and unskilled laborers, they welcome you. Fine. Even if you want to leave your teaching job from Jamaica and go up there and clean in the hospital or clean the white people, they welcome you. We allow you, we get along and all of that. But once you start trying to have any kind of leverage there where you might get a good quality job, where you're going to become the head of there's going to be a big stick behind you. Even like I could give an example with Judge Hunter, the picture they paint on her, it's not a total, nobody's perfect, but the whole idea is to tear her down. No black persons are supposed to be there because something she's going to rat out some of us who are judges and lawyers and doctors who really had criminal records that were covered up. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So when she was digging into and delving into certain, they had to get rid of her and find something to put on her because they can always find. Once you're a human being, they can always find something on you. Only God can prevent that if He chooses. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So that's how it is, So people need to get realistic. Most of the people that talk like, it's so nice up there and blah, 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 and this and that, because they're just unskilled labor. They're willing to go work 2-3 jobs and rough it out and pay their bills.
The drivers are very well paid though, about $12 million a year, some of them.
Yes, I understand that. But I'm saying, you need to do a reality check in terms of what you're talking about in Jamaica, like you're trying to say back in the 60s and 70s, because of our own demise. We didn't cause our own demise. That was fixed. That was engineered. We were supposed to feel it was a design. And if we become corrupted now, if he's saying that, and they know that we are corrupted people that don't know how to rule, don't know how to manage them, yes, certainly they can set us up like that.
And manipulate us like puppets.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, got you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. Shoot out to dear pastor, like your story last night. Yeah.
All right. Good. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Quickly, a few more messages. In fact, just to take us to the break. Let's see. Michael says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. It is said in Jamaica that water is life. So if NWC cut off your water, your life supply, is there any possibility that they can be charged for an attempt to commit murder for cutting the life support that should sustain your life? Michael in St. Anne's Bay. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Hello?
exporters, importers, traders, all stakeholders. The
Sure,
Jamaica Customs
One
Agency
moment, please.
presents its
After the
first
commercial.
Trade Facilitation Symposium under the theme Balancing Trade Facilitation and Compliance. Wednesday, March 23, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Live on the Jamaica Customs Agency's YouTube channel. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's virtual symposium on trade, March 23, 2022 at 10 a.m. This is a symposium you can't afford to miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services, environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. This and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5:28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5h-28. 现在几点了？5点cha ba fen. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Just before we go back to the phone lines, Driver in America wants to respond to the caller a short while ago, and we're going to give him that opportunity briefly, and then we can go to the other callers waiting in the wings. Yes, Driver in America, thank you very much for calling back.
I thank you very much for this opportunity, Brother Dervan. People, not because you're a driver, you know. Brother Dervan, you see this very issue here? I was the president of my student government at a prominent Jesuit university. Listen, brother, dear sir, prominent Jesuit University in New York City. President and a man there, we're alumni. But anyway, I digress. Brother Dervan, and I was more or less impeached for the same thing here. Somebody came there speaking this. You know, as a black man, a lot of people want to embrace this thing. They want to hug up the crying, the bawling, you know. And as a Garvey, student of Garvey, I won't say Garvey because I'm not that deep in it, but I really respect and study the man. There's no apology in our game. You know what I mean? What happened, happened, and we're sorry. But we're not going to let our ancestors' pain be in vain. You know? We're not going to sit down and hug up this thing and, oh boy, them do this to you and them do that to you. Like I said, Hugh Lawson Shearer spoke, opened the United Nations way back in the early 60s. Jamaica was an international entity. And for us to, oh, I'm here right now, anywhere, everywhere, every crevice and corner, USA, night and day. Been here since 1977, and there's one man called me nigga. I'm in a par with two brother, one Catholic, one Jewish, and he went out the night at that Ku Klux Klan talk about him here Jew and this and that and that. I mean, they don't have to do him nothing. The two youths are there with some big neck youth from Wisconsin. When them don't beat, I mean, I have to tell them stop beating. You know what I mean? That's a one time in all those years. That is how you conduct yourself. I'm out here with all the rednecks, everybody. But can I tell you that? It's how you, Louis Farrakhan, all the man, is how you present yourself. If you come across and somebody go, we sheep in the jungle, yeah, your business that. You know what I mean? Professor, stand up, challenge them, tear up the paper, throw it down, if me not agree with them, great. And them still respect that. You know what I mean? So, this is how you conduct yourself. And as black people, we have to stop this crying, stop the bawling. We don't want to reference any Jamaican movie in this case. We call it job speaking now. Stop the bawling. Get up. As I say, you know, up in mighty race. And brother Dervan, now stop this. Okay? Everybody, them want to cry. Want to it. Yeah, we are went through slavery, but again I say, don't let our ancestors' pain be in vain.
Yes. We hear you loud and clear.
He took himself away from the table in Jamaica, out of many one people, yes, Chinese, black, Indian, everybody. And why are they running it? And to a great extent, our people are, you know what I mean, seem like it is all over. We took ourselves away from the table and start fight one another, unite, vote, get politicians that we need to make the necessary change. And like we said, brother Dervan, we not give up on Jamaica. All the people who want to sit down and cry about racism, make a man come talk about racism in the evening. You know what I mean? We have the equal rights truck. When them see me on the road, a different thing. But don't let the driver think fool them, my brother. They're right there with you. And no professor never come chat with me defend all of my paper. Bless up to you, brother Dervan. One love, sir.
All right, take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's go to another caller. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Give thanks.
Welcome.
Driver, you're not very fair. You should not really call back because I'm on dry out. You have spent a long time before. And you weren't paying for the call. We are paying call as credit had done.
But you know how to solve that problem already, Rascab?
No, sir, I'm stop do that.
Oh, all right.
Because while you keep telling people send me the phone WhatsApp line like say well I know straight now call, so we just level that.
All right.
The history of the black nation does not begin with slavery, you know.
Who said it? Who said that's where it started?
No, I didn't say anyone say that.
No, I'm just asking.
So what? Yeah, man, there are some people who believe that.
Okay.
Because Africa is a cradle of civilization and the birthplace of humanity. And this visitor at this royal family, it's a joint, it costs jointly, the cost is shared with the prince and the taxpayers of Jamaica. And I was just told that if you got punished town, it coming like I wanted a highway today. And yet Mr. Stephen Shaw was saying that there's no funding to do the roads that the people always are call and a complain about. But it is found now to fix it because the prince are come. I mean, I say we fool sometimes because why we shouldn't leave it and make the prince say, boy, Jamaica in a bad state, you know, they need help. When we are going like we don't need nothing. We have the best roads, because not even one little pathway not did that if you jerk up. Make it stand in a pleasant situation that you can see, boy, you really need help. And make certain say in help to fix it. And you see when people are saying, well, we forget about reparation, demand and apology because it happened a long time. That's why our history dies out along the way because we don't keep echoing it, that the children can keep remembering it, so it did happen. Even though we forgive, but we should not forget it. If you forget, say you drop around the road when you walk there, you are going to drop again possibly because you remember say one simple part today. So our story must be told over and over. That's why I keep saying it is a shame to get rid of the Black History Month for Reggae Month when the two of them could have in a separate month. And you see, I don't know whether or not the government will tell the people how much it costs to host the royal.
Well, if they don't want to, the journalists can, under the Access to Information Act, make a request for the documentation in respect of this visit.
Request, but not a demand, is it?
No, man, it's perfectly normal for such requests to be made and they're fulfilled.
And they are forced to grant another request?
Yes, man, they have to. The only thing that would preclude that from happening is if it has implications for national security. That's totally different from a budget to say how much was spent in order to facilitate the visit of the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge.
Okay. And you see, it's not Jamaica alone he must coming out. He must tour the Caribbean.
True, they did Belize, and now when they're finished in Jamaica, they're going on to the Bahamas.
Right.
Yes.
And I've heard it said that he said that he's not expecting a celebration in Jamaica, but a demonstration. I don't know if he actually said that. People just coin it that way.
Not sure if he did say that, but there's a story on Yahoo News, which spoke to the fact that Jamaicans shun UK royal visit, demand slavery reparations. Dozens of, and the rest of it is populating. So Yahoo has been running with that story. Jamaicans shun UK royal visit, demand slavery reparations. Dozens of well-known leaders in Jamaica, including professors and politicians, are demanding an apology and slavery reparations as the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge prepare for a trip to the former British colony.
So the Duke actually said those words, said not expecting a celebration, but a demonstration.
I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing here is we see no reason to celebrate 70 years of the ascension of your grandmother to the British throne because her leadership and that of her predecessors have perpetuated the greatest human rights tragedy in the history of mankind. This is a quotation from the letter published. Yeah, that open letter, which was signed by more than 100 Jamaican leaders.
Yeah, I've read that one too. But,
yes.
You know, I was saying that I want to tell me that the Duke said that he didn't expect no celebration from within him, but instead he expect a demonstration. But
no, I haven't seen that.
Neither do I. But you would have heard that all these things would be planned and reparation, well, some people are saying, if you forget about it. Yeah. It is due. They got paid when they lost. They have to give up the slaves. And then the slaves never get anything.
Well, Lloyd Dagula apparently thinks otherwise. He says, I find it really shocking that the Queen has said that slavery was legal and not a crime against humanity, and yet descendants of plantation slaves are still asking the Queen to apologize and pay reparations. Why? So that we can normalize relations, forgive our slave masters for our slave experience, and live a normal life thereafter? The Queen must be having a good laugh at these politically clueless and slavish descendants of former slaves.
First, may I disagree with you? Is it
Dagula.
Because I know him and my brethren, we fight for the children to be unvaccinated and yet attending in school together. And we got a lot of them doing that. But you see, because we demand reparation, that means we are look friend with them.
Hold on, please. One moment.
You're listening to Pearl
Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
exporters, importers, traders, all stakeholders. The Jamaica Customs Agency presents its first Trade Facilitation Symposium under the theme Balancing Trade Facilitation and Compliance. Wednesday, March 23, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Live on the Jamaica Customs Agency's YouTube channel. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's virtual symposium on trade, March 23, 2022 at 10 a.m. This is a symposium you can't afford to miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus. Chad Ad Distributors are the island-wide distributors of the popular Maxxis tires, plus Sumitomo, Falcon, and Solidil. For batteries, Mayatsu, AC Delco, and for lubricants, it's Petro-Canada. Visit us at 87 to 91 1st Street, Newport West. Telephone 901-6612 or 383-4363. Chad Ad Distributors Limited, your place to retire.
Jesus, Jesus, oh Jesus, Jesus, oh how I love to call your name.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world. The Prayer Line, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You shall live, declare the works of the Lord. Amen. You shall be a living testimony here on the Lord's side.
Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services. Environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will.
Que ahora es en espagnol, son las 5 menos 12, que la retile en français, les 5 heures moins 12. 现在几点了？5点加12分。12 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Yes, Raskaba, so Mr. Dagula doesn't agree with you at all and the others who are asking for reparations and an apology. He's not into that at all. His response has been titled, The Sadness of Asking the Queen for Apology and Reparations.
That really baby, I beg you not, baby. That's something we to do to the descendants of the so-called slaves, which is us. And that can far coming to do pay our debts and fix our infrastructure in the country rather than when I expect nobody because share up and hand out just so and so. So that's not my intention. And if it is due to us, why shouldn't we demand it? And I totally agree that they should pay. They got paid when they have to give up the slaves. So why shouldn't the slaves who were the slaves don't be the problem, get recompensated. But I am off to the sweatshop, so I'll be on the street now. So give thanks again and take care of yourself, baby.
You too. Thanks for the call. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, or Jajo Caraza says Jamaica is a lawless island. Sophia Nemard says good afternoon. She's in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Joan in Bermuda is messaging us as well. Thank you very much for your messages. On YouTube, Sean Chambers says, good day, how are you? We're fine, thanks. And by the way, YouTubers, thank you. We're just too short right now. too short of 1,000 subscribers. Two more and we'll hit the 1,000 mark. Karine Campbell says, Mr. Malcolm, what happened to Miss Olive? She used to be a regular caller. Well, we hope Miss Olive is well. We'll perhaps check in with her a little later on. We'll see if we can connect with Miss Olive, but we trust she is well. Angela Pink says, good evening, Mr. Malcolm. I appreciate your program. Thank you, Angela Pink. Sharon Faith, like a mustard seed, says, good day, Dervan. If I don't hear Raskava one day on Power 106, I don't feel good. He always speaks his mind. Talk truth. And it's interesting that Sharon should say that because we have an opposing position. Someone here saying Raskava must buy airtime. So don't know if Raskava is still listening. So we have these two messages are poles apart. Sharon, Faith like a mustard seed, says, good day, Dervan. If I don't hear Raskava one day on Power 106, I don't feel good. He always speak his mind, talk truth. And on the other hand, we have someone else on YouTube saying, Raskava must buy airtime. Uh-oh. So it is. Thank you very much. That was quick. Miss Olive is calling us. Miss Olive is calling us. Hi, Miss Olive. How are you?
Hi, Dervan. How are you doing?
We're fine, thanks. How about you?
I heard, when was it, last week or the week before, somebody mentioned, I just catch the last part of this person who was asking about me, but when I look at the time, it was almost closing time, close to 5 o'clock. It was about 2 or 3 minutes, close to 5 o'clock. So that is why I didn't reply. But Dervan, I'm still here with my reading problem, but I listen every day. As usual. So thank everybody for remembering. When I ask everybody to say a prayer for me, because I'm going through a hard time with this breathing, with this lung problem that I just can't seem to get over. So thanks everybody for remembering me, and keep me in your prayers, please, everybody.
All right, Miss Olive. Please take.
Cindy called me a couple of weeks ago. Raskava called me a couple of weeks ago. So,
yes.
Yes, my husband, according to you.
Keeping the relationship going. All right. Take it easy, please, Miss Olive, and we'll keep you in our thoughts and our prayers.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Good. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. That was quite refreshing to hear from Miss Olive. Take it easy, Miss Olive. Don't, as we say in Jamaica, not hackle your body too much, right? Not too much hackling, Miss Olive. All right, just take it easy. Elton Gordon says, good evening. Good afternoon, Elton Gordon. He says, hope you reach your goal. That's in reference to the YouTube subscriptions, which would then allow us to go live on a smartphone. As it is now, you can't, because YouTube only allows those with 1,000 subscribers or more to go live from a smartphone. So we're at 998. That's what I saw a while ago, and it's still at 998. So we're there. Somebody, well, we're now at 1,000. Well, congratulations not to us, but to you. Congratulations to you, our faithful listeners and viewers all over the world, for making it both sides of the story and for supporting, for endorsing our YouTube channel. So now we are up to 1,000 subscribers. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 22nd of March, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5, when our focus will be on the parish of St. Thomas. It will be a virtual broadcast as opposed to a face-to-face physical broadcast. So it's a virtual broadcast, special feature on the parish of St. Thomas tomorrow. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Know that I can make it. Oh, you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone from you. There's something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Mama, you refuse to hear my voice. The louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your life will come tumbling. Deny my place and time. You squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine so brightly it will blind you. Because there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Won't do. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, look them in the eyes and say, well, we know better. Just look them in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. 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 Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. I'm doing it wrong, so wrong. Because I'm not right, that's wrong. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. But you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Oh no, no, no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Bye.